Stop right here, don't scroll past this moment, because this is not just another message. This is me, your Savior, calling you by name, asking you the question your soul has been quietly aching to answer. Why are you holding it all in? You've been strong for too long, and I see it. I see the battles you fight behind your smile, the tears you swallow before anyone notices, the pain you package in silence because you think no one will understand. But I understand. I always have. I was there when you cried into your pillow, when you looked at your reflection and questioned your worth, when your heart shattered and no one noticed the sound. I was standing beside you when your prayers felt unanswered, when your hope began to fade, when you told yourself, "I'm fine," even though you were breaking inside. I've waited for you to speak to me, not with rehearsed words or religious routines, but with honesty, with trembling truth, with raw emotion. I'm not offended by your hurt. I'm not intimidated by your confusion. I'm not surprised by your doubt. I'm the only one strong enough to carry it all and gentle enough to hold you in the process. You think you're protecting yourself by bottling everything up, but you're only delaying your healing. I can't fix what you refuse to release. I can't touch what you hide behind your walls. I'm not asking for perfect prayers, I'm asking for real ones. You don't have to explain it perfectly, just talk to me. Even if all you can say is, "Jesus, I don't know what to say," I'll meet you there. The weight you carry is not yours to keep. The silence that surrounds you doesn't have to be your prison. Your voice matters to me. Your feelings matter to me. You matter to me. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not when you have it all figured out, but now. Right now. Open your heart and speak. I'm listening. You feel it, don't you? That quiet but undeniable pull deep inside you, that sense that something needs to shift, that you've come to the edge of what your soul can carry alone. And yet, even with that inner urgency, you keep delaying the moment. You've been postponing your surrender, hesitating at the door I've already opened. You've let fear whisper lies that make you wait, telling yourself it's not the right time, that you're not ready, that maybe later you'll come to me. But my child, later has already stolen too much from you. This hesitation has held your healing hostage. Your delay has become the silent thief of your peace. How long will you let your soul stay in limbo, torn between breakthrough and breakdown? I'm not asking you to come with answers or strength, I'm asking you to come as you are, even if you're broken, confused, or exhausted. You've been chasing comfort in places that never satisfy, and you've convinced yourself that avoiding me is easier than facing the truth. But that avoidance is a prison in disguise. What you're pushing aside today will only grow heavier tomorrow. That wound you've ignored, it's aching for attention. A shame you keep suppressing is poisoning your joy. You were never created to handle this life alone, and every moment you delay talking to me, you extend the distance between your pain and my power. I don't need polished words, I just need your voice. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Stop delaying the restoration that is already prepared. I've set the table. I've written your name on the invitation. The room is filled with grace, with mercy, with arms wide open waiting for you to walk in. Do you think I don't see how tired you are from pretending you're okay? Do you think I don't hear the silent prayers you never finish because the tears come first? I was there. I'm here. And this moment right here, right now, this is divine. This is holy ground. This is the sacred second where everything could begin to change if you would just whisper to me, "Jesus, I'm here." You're not bothering me. You're not interrupting me. I've been waiting for you. Don't waste one more moment living outside of the comfort of my presence. I am not just a part of your story, I am the one who can rewrite it. But first, I need your surrender. First, I need your trust. First, I need your words. Stop waiting for life to be perfect before you talk to me. It's because life is imperfect that I want you to talk to me now. So breathe. Let your guard down. Say what your soul has been aching to release. You don't need a ceremony or a crowd, just this moment. Just you and me. Just one open heart. Just one honest sentence. That's all it takes to begin again. So why not now? Don't search for me in far-off places, in unreachable heights, or hidden corners of the universe, because I've never been distant from you. I've never left. I've never turned away. While your thoughts may have drifted and your heart wandered into silence, I stayed. I've been nearer to you than the breath in your lungs, closer than the pulse beneath your skin. You've cried out as if I were somewhere far, but I've been seated in the middle of your chaos, right where the pain throbbed and the questions rose like a storm. Even when you didn't feel me, I was there. When your strength collapsed under the weight of anxiety, I held you together in ways you didn't even notice. You looked for a dramatic sign, a loud thunder, or a miracle in the sky. But my voice was in the stillness. I was in that whisper when you paused. I was in the moment you almost gave up, but didn't. My presence is not limited to sacred buildings or religious routines. I dwell in the cracks of your brokenness and the quiet places you think are forgotten. That room where you sit alone, thinking no one sees you. I'm in it. That path you walk, hoping for change but fearing the worst. I walk beside you. You've tried to measure my nearness by emotions, but my proximity is a promise, not a feeling. I've vowed never to abandon you, and I never have. You felt like I was silent, but I've been speaking. You just couldn't hear me through the noise of your fears. It's time to silence those lies. It's time to remember that the God who shaped galaxies chooses to stand beside you in your everyday mess. You're not trying to summon me, I'm already present. You don't need to earn my nearness, I'm already committed. You don't have to prove your worth, I already declared it on the cross. I'm not waiting at a distance for you to crawl toward me. I'm right here, leaning in, listening closely. Even when your lips don't move, your soul still reaches me. I understand the language of silence. I interpret every sigh, every racing thought, every unfinished prayer. My child, you don't need to beg for me to come near. I never left. Even in your rebellion, I remained faithful. Even in your coldest season, I stood watch. I'm not a visitor, you are my home. And I don't leave what belongs to me. Stop believing you are alone. You are not unseen. You are not unheard. Right now, in this very second, I am reaching toward your heart. I want you to stop searching and start speaking. I want you to stop guessing and start trusting. You don't have to perform, impress, or prepare. I just want you real. You and me. No filters. No masks. Just truth. Let that be the connection. Let that be the spark. I'm right here, closer than you've dared to believe. So speak, my beloved. I'm listening, not from afar, but from within your very soul. Even the words you haven't dared to speak, I already know them. The questions you buried, the fears you didn't voice, the silent doubts that curled up inside you like shadows, I've seen them all. You try to hold yourself together, thinking that if you keep it quiet, you'll stay strong. But I don't need volume to hear you. I don't need sentences to understand you. Your thoughts are not hidden from me, they are open, laid bare before my eyes. I know the exact moment when anxiety started creeping into your mind. I know how your thoughts spiral when the room grows quiet. I see the battle that rages behind your calm expression. You may be afraid to admit what you're really thinking, but I'm not afraid of your honesty. I can handle it. I can handle the confusion, the questions, the wrestling that happens in your heart long before it ever reaches your lips. I'm not looking for polished prayers or well-worded confessions. I'm after truth, unfiltered, unedited, raw truth. You've been telling others I'm fine, but I know the storm behind that phrase. I see the late-night moments when your mind won't stop racing, when regrets chase you through your memories and what-ifs steal your peace. I've seen how often you always said something to me but then held it in. I've watched you struggle between wanting to reach out and fearing how I might respond. But I want to tell you this with all the love in my heart. I don't turn away from your mess. I don't recoil at your brokenness. I don't flinch when your thoughts get dark or your questions get loud. I'm still right here, still loving you, still waiting for the moment you let me into that private space. You don't need to explain yourself. I already understand. You don't need to filter your emotions before approaching me. I already saw them form in your heart. I'm not here to condemn you for what you feel. I'm here to redeem it. Everything that you've hidden, I want to heal. Everything you've silenced, I want to transform. That internal world of yours that feels too heavy to carry, I want to step into it and bring peace. You don't need to run anymore. You don't need to protect me from your truth. I am not fragile. I am not distant. I am not waiting for you to come perfect. I'm standing with arms open for the real you, the one behind the performance, the one behind the mask. Talk to me about the things you think are too messy, too ugly, too unworthy. I already know. And still, I love you fully. You are safe with me. There is nothing you can reveal that will make me love you less. So stop pretending with yourself. Stop editing your prayers. Stop delaying what your soul already knows, that I am the only one who can meet you in the place no one else sees. Come to me with the silence. I'll meet you there. Come with your inner chaos. I'll calm it. Come with your hidden egg. I'll carry it. You don't have to shout. You don't have to beg. Just let me into the truth of your thoughts. And you'll find that I've been there all along, listening, understanding, and loving you deeper than you've ever imagined. That moment when the world was asleep and your pillow caught your tears, yes, I was there. You didn't think anyone saw. You thought your pain went unnoticed because no one knocked, no one called, no one asked. But I was present in the quiet. I watched as your chest tightened from grief you couldn't explain. I stood beside you when your soul screamed louder than any voice ever could. Your tears didn't fall into emptiness. They fell into my care. I counted every drop, and not one was wasted. Not one went unseen. I felt the tremble in your hands when you tried to wipe them away quickly, hoping to stay strong for everyone else. I was holding you when you thought you were falling apart. The loneliness that wrapped around you like a cold fog never kept me out. You assumed my silence was absence, but I was whispering through the stillness, reminding you that my nearness isn't always loud. You've mistaken quiet moments for abandonment, but I was comforting you in ways deeper than words could reach. When the weight of your heart felt unbearable and you curled up in isolation, I wrapped you in mercy. I covered you in compassion that no one else could see. You didn't have to invite me, and I never left. You may have felt ignored by the people you trusted. You may have been left on read, overlooked, or misunderstood. But I have never missed a single cry from your spirit. I've never turned away when you wept. Even when you whispered, "Gone, where are you?" I was right beside you, closer than your shadow. I'm not the kind who watches from a distance. I enter the pain. I step into the midnight hour. I stay when others walk away. I sit with you in the tension, in the questions, in the silence, in the ache. I am the one who walks with you through the valley and still calls you beloved. I know how much you've longed for someone to simply care without conditions, to not ask you to explain or justify what you feel. That someone is me. I've never required perfection from you, only presence. And when you were too weary to lift your eyes, I lifted your spirit instead. Even when your cries were too soft for the world to hear, they were thunder in my ears. And now, I want you to know that those hidden nights were not in vain. I am using even your lowest moments as the soil where something beautiful will grow. I am restoring what sorrow tried to erase. I am redeeming every lonely tear into a testimony of my closeness. You have not cried in vain. You have not suffered unnoticed. I saw you all. I felt it all. And I stayed through it all. Even when your faith flickered, my love did not. Even when you gave up on yourself, I did not. So, my child, talk to me. Don't wait for another night to come with more tears. Speak now. Let me in now. I've proven that I will sit with you in the darkness. Now let me walk you into the light. Don't carry the ache alone any longer. You never were alone, and you never will be. My child, I want you to hear this with urgency and love. What you keep bottled up is keeping your soul bound. The silence you've chosen as your defense has slowly become your barrier to freedom. You've convinced yourself that if you just wait a little longer, maybe things will resolve on their own. But in that quiet, in that unwillingness to speak, wounds have deepened. You've treated your pain like something to be tucked away, as if hiding it would heal it. But silence doesn't soothe, it only stores. And what stays stored too long starts to rot the joy I planted in you. The longer you stay quiet, the longer you delay the restoration I've already prepared for you. There is a breakthrough waiting, but it requires your voice. Not because I don't know what you're going through, I already do. But because the act of releasing it to me allows me to move fully in your life. Healing begins not with the fixing of a situation, but with the surrender of it. And surrender always begins with honesty. You've been waiting for a better moment, a more convenient day, a quieter season. But I need you to know healing doesn't begin later. It starts with what you do now. Every moment you stay silent about what's truly going on in your heart is a moment that healing is held back. I'm not holding it from you. I'm holding it for you, waiting for your invitation. You don't need to come with rehearsed words or dramatic expression. You just need to come with truth. You've been strong for everyone around you, but that strength has cost you your softness. That silence has taught you to perform rather than be present. I'm calling you back to vulnerability, not to hurt you, but to heal you. I'm calling you to lay bare the things that make you flinch inside, the memories you avoid, the fears you've named in your thoughts but never in your prayers. Your voice is powerful not because it changes me, but because it changes you. It opens the door to my power. It invites light into the places shame once covered. It brings breath to the parts of you that have suffocated in quiet pain. I know why you've been quiet. I know the fear that says, what if I open up and nothing changes? But let me promise you something. When you talk to me, really talk to me, things do change. Maybe not always instantly, maybe not always in the way you expect, but the change begins in the deepest part of you. You're not meant to carry silent burdens. You're meant to walk in daily communion with me. That means I don't just want your praise, I want your pain. I don't just want the story you tell the world, I want the one you whisper when no one's around. That's where the healing lives. That's where the restoration begins. So speak, not because I demand it, but because your soul needs it. Break the silence that's kept your wounds from closing. Break the silence that's kept you bound to yesterday's hurt. I am not intimidated by your truth. I will not withdraw when you open up. I will only come closer, hold you tighter, and work more deeply. I can only fill what's been emptied. I can only bind what's been exposed. To expose it, not to the world, but to me. Let the silence end here. Let this be the moment everything changes, not because you fixed it, but because you finally spoke. I'm waiting. And the healing is, too. I see it. You've been holding together pieces that were never meant to carry this much pain. You've managed to smile through the weight, to keep walking with unspoken heaviness, to go through the motions as if everything inside you wasn't coming undone. But, my child, it's time. It's time to tell me what's breaking you. I'm not asking out of curiosity, I already know. I'm asking because when you give me your honesty, you give me permission to heal. You've shared your pain in fragments, hinted at it through subtle prayers, but you haven't laid it bare, not fully. There's something in you that still hesitates, still tries to protect me from the mess. But I don't need your protection. I need your permission. I need the walls to come down. You think that if you speak it out loud, it'll make the pain more real. But here's the truth, it's already real. What changes when you open up to me is that now I can enter it with my power. Your silence hasn't protected your heart, it's isolated it. But today, right now, I'm inviting you to trust me with what feels unfixable. You don't have to figure out how to explain it perfectly. Just let the pain spill out. Let the emotions rise. Let the words stumble out of your mouth like cracked vessels. I'm not watching with judgment. I'm listening with compassion. I already know the names of the things that haunt you. I know the nights you've laid in bed, wondering if things will ever feel whole again. I know what betrayal did to your ability to trust. I know how rejection left you questioning your value. I know how loss made everything feel distant. These are not things you have to hide from me. These are the very places I came to restore. I didn't come to applaud your strength. I came to hold you when it runs out. I didn't come to pat your back for pretending. I came to cradle your soul when the truth hurts too much to carry alone. What's breaking you doesn't scare me. It moves me. It draws me close. You are not a project to me, you are a person I love. And I don't wait for you to be whole before I hold you. I hold you to make you whole. So tell me about the ache you hide behind laughter. Tell me about the moments you feel forgotten. Tell me about the anxiety that tightens your chest before you even open your eyes. Tell me what you don't tell anyone. You may think that words won't help, but words unlock the door for my presence to flow in deeper. Every time you speak to me, you are not just venting, you are inviting heaven to move. You are opening space for divine intervention. You are choosing vulnerability over isolation, truth over performance, connection over coping. You've been brave for so long, but now it's time to be brave in a new way, the kind of brave that chooses transparency, that chooses to let someone in, that chooses me. I will never throw your pain back at you. I will never mock what you share. I will never turn away from your truth. I'll only draw nearer. So let the breaking be spoken. Let the unspoken find voice. You don't need to do this on your own anymore. You've held it in long enough. Talk to me not because you have to, but because you need to. Because I'm here. Because I care. Because I love you far too much to let you break in silence when healing is in my hands, waiting for your voice to meet it. You've been thinking nonstop, thought after thought, question after question, swirling like a storm with no place to land. I've watched you carry battles inside your mind that no one else knows you're fighting. While your face may appear calm, there's a war raging behind your eyes. That inner conversation, the dialogue you replay, the fears that echo, the self-doubt that interrupts your confidence, I hear it all. And I want in. I want you to invite me into that hidden place where your thoughts run wild and your emotions try to catch up. You talk to yourself all day, analyzing, assuming, fearing, rehearsing worst-case scenarios, and yet you forget to include the one who holds peace in his voice. Let me in. Let me speak louder than the fear. Let me interrupt the pattern of hopeless conclusions you've been arriving at alone. You're not meant to manage that mental chaos without my counsel. You consulted your worry more than you consulted your Savior. But I don't say that to shame you, I say that to gently draw you closer, because I want to bring clarity where confusion has camped out. I want to insert truth into the lies that have grown roots in your thinking. I want to show you how to take your thoughts captive and not be taken captive by your thoughts. You've been overwhelmed because your mind has become crowded with voices that don't belong. The enemy has whispered suggestions that you've mistaken for your own thoughts. Guilt has rehearsed its accusations. Anxiety has played director, writing scenes in your imagination that were never meant to be written. But now I'm knocking at the door of your mind, not just your heart. I want you to recognize that your thoughts don't have to rule you. When you let me in, I don't just calm your feelings, I transform the entire atmosphere of your inner world. I exchange torment with truth. I turn assumptions into assurance. I replace dread with direction. But for me to do that, you have to pause long enough to listen. Not to the voice of fear, not to the voice of past pain, but to mine. I'm not yelling. I'm whispering in the background of your noise. I'm speaking life where you've let death speak too long. And I want to be the one you consult first, not last. Talk to me in the middle of your thoughts. When you're walking through doubt, pause and ask me, what do you see, Jesus? When your mind is spiraling, ask me, what is true here? I'm not going to shame you for the mess in your mind, I'm going to walk with you through it. You've been trying to fix yourself by thinking harder, planning more, and pretending better. But what you need isn't more mental strength, it's divine presence. Let me sit with you in the thoughts that scare you. Let me bring peace to the parts you can't reason your way out of. I'm not just your savior in crisis. I'm the friend of your thoughts. I'm not just the Lord of your heart, I'm the healer of your mind. Let me help you think like someone who's deeply loved. Let me show you how to silence the inner critic with the sound of my compassion. Don't fight alone in a space I'm already willing to fill. Open the door. Say my name. Let me into the room of your thoughts. And together, we'll sort through every one of them gently, patiently, powerfully, until your mind no longer feels like a battlefield, but like a place where peace lives. There's a quiet ache building inside you, a heaviness that increases with every unspoken word. You've mastered the art of silence, trained yourself to hold back what you're really feeling, convinced that saying nothing is safer than being vulnerable. But what you don't realize is that this silence isn't just hiding the pain, it's feeding it. Every thought you suppress becomes another weight on your heart. Every emotion you bury presses deeper into your soul. You've told yourself that staying quiet is a form of strength, that if you just keep it together, no one will see how close you are to breaking. But I see. I've always seen. And I want you to know what you're not saying is slowly wounding you. Not because I can't help you, but because you won't let me. I'm not asking for confession so I can confront you. I'm asking for your honesty so I can begin the healing. You weren't designed to carry this weight alone. You weren't created to be silent in your suffering. You were made to walk with me, to talk with me, to trust me enough to speak what hurts even when you can't fix it, even when you don't understand it. I can only heal what's been surrendered. And surrender doesn't begin in the hands, it begins with the tongue. It begins when you stop pretending you're okay and start telling me the truth. It's not weakness to speak of pain. It's not failure to say you're struggling. Real courage is found in those moments where you say, Jesus, I can't carry this anymore. When you finally speak it out loud, you'll find that the burden loses its grip. When you name the thing you feared, you give me access to dismantle it. When you stop bottling your emotions, you allow my presence to pour in and soothe what's been inflamed. I'm not afraid of what you will say. I won't flinch at your words. I won't reject your feelings or rebuke your struggle. I already know what's been inside you, and I'm not here to shame you, I'm here to meet you in it. But I need you to let it out. I need you to stop editing yourself in my presence. You can scream if you need to. You can cry without holding back. You can ask the hard questions. I'm not fragile. I'm faithful. And I've been waiting for the moment you decide that the silence is no longer worth the suffering. The truth is, your silence is stealing your peace. It's robbing you of rest. It's convincing you that no one, including me, wants to hear what you're really feeling. But I do. I long to be the first one you turn to, not when the pain is over, but while it's raw and real. I want to be the one you tell when your heart sinks for no reason, when the day feels too heavy, when your memories sting, when the words are jumbled. Let me be your safe place, not your last resort. Talk to me now, before the silence builds a wall so tall you forget what connection feels like. I haven't been anywhere. I haven't given up on you. I'm still here, patient and present, waiting for your words. Not just your prayers, not just your praise, but your pain. Your honest, broken, beautiful pain. Let it rise. Let it breathe. Let it be spoken. And let healing begin the moment the silence ends. You've reached out in every direction, spoken to everyone else, but still feel empty, and I need you to understand why. You've gone to friends, family, strangers online, voices on screens, even your own inner logic, hoping someone, anyone, will say something that finally soothes the ache inside. And yet, even after all the conversations, you're still left searching. Why? Because you keep talking to everyone except me. You pour out your soul to those who can listen but can't heal. You give your story to those who care, but can't carry the weight of it. You chase advice, affirmation, and attention, But none of it lasts because you've been skipping the only voice that knows exactly what your heart needs. And I say this not to make you feel ashamed, but to remind you that I am the one you've been looking for all along. I'm the voice that calms storms, not stirs them. I'm the listener who never gets distracted. I'm the friend who never walks away, no matter what you confess. And I've been waiting right here, closer than any phone, nearer than any post, more present than any person, just waiting for you to turn to me, even for a moment. I see how much effort you've put into staying connected to others while feeling increasingly disconnected from yourself. I know how exhausting it's been trying to explain your heart to people who only understand pieces of it. I know what it's like when you pour your soul out to someone who nods but doesn't truly hear you, when you cry in front of those who love you but still feel completely alone. And all this time, I've been ready for the conversation you've been postponing. I don't want the edited version. I don't need the polite version. I want the real one, the one where you say exactly what's been tormenting you. The one where you let your questions fall out unfiltered. The one where your voice shakes but you speak anyway. You've been waiting for others to give you clarity that only I can provide. You've been asking people to do what only I can do: restore your soul, speak life to your bones, lift the shame, break the fear. The people around you were never meant to replace me. They were never meant to be your first response. They were meant to be companions in a journey where I lead. And when you shift your focus back to me, when you begin the conversation with me first, everything else changes. Suddenly, their words don't sting as much. Their silence doesn't shake you. Their misunderstanding doesn't define you. Because now, you're anchored in truth, not opinion. You're guided by love, not desperation. You're filled by grace, not performance. Let's start talking again, not out of duty, not just when the pressure builds, but out of a daily longing to reconnect. Come to me first when you wake, when you're overwhelmed, when you're lost in your own thoughts. Whisper to me before the worry wins. Reach for me before the phone. You've tried it the other way long enough. You've exhausted the routes that don't lead to peace. Now, come to the one who already knows how to answer before you speak. Come to the one who hears even the sighs between your sentences. I'll never turn away from you. I'll never grow tired of your voice. Just speak, and let me show you that the connection you've been longing for has always been one word away: Jesus. Amen.